Well, today is the day. We are going to remove the existing air conditioner off the roof, and that's a Coleman Mach whatever. And we are going to be installing a Rec Pro. We're just waiting for our neighbor to come over and give Steve a hand. It's a Houghton from Rec Pro. There's the shroud. And just as a quick recap, we ordered it. When it came as white. Well, that wasn't going to work because up there everything's black. So when we contacted the company, they of course said they would send out a black one immediately, which they did, but they want us to ship the white one back. Well, the white one had been cracked in a number of places, inside and out. And there was a couple plastic pieces rattling around in the box. So they said, nah, they didn't want it back. So now we're sitting with it. I don't know, we'll find some way to recycle it or something. We think what they did is when they installed this extra device called a soft start, which helps you start it up when you're in lower power situations and it doesn't draw as much. We're thinking when they went to go put it back together after we had this additional piece installed, the technician or whoever broke the shroud. But anyhow, our whole reason for buying this is it's bigger, it's more BTUs. It has a built-in dehumidifier feature somewhat, and it's also quieter. So we had decided, whatever. So we are just about ready. Steve's starting to gather all of his materials and tools to do the job. Steve's getting everything ready, and right now he's laying down some boards up there for extra protection on the roof. We borrowed the neighbor's nice heavy extension ladder as a firm surface to slide this air conditioner up on. Inside tools are all prepped and ready. This is the bottom surface of the old air conditioner. Steve has everything cut away free from any sealants or tapes. The wires are removed now and it's ready to be lifted off. Okay, Steve is preliminary fitting the bracket for the new one because we were told there were big corners we had to cut away on a Winnebago View. But instead, he found out he just had to trim a little bit in 2 corners. Double checking and triple checking the instructions before we get started. And I think we're just about ready as soon as our extra helping hand neighbor gets over here this morning. Film whenever we do any type of modifications or repairs or anything on our motorhomes, because other people then use that to help them get through the same thing.
Absolutely, I'm all for that.
Okay, Bear asked permission.
So if I fall off the roof, then it's something someone shouldn't watch.
Yeah.
This is what you're not supposed to do.
But see, if you're in the witness protection program, we don't want to put you on there.
Oh no, I'm not in the witness protection program.
Perfect. All right.
So am I okay to move around up here?
Yeah, you are. That's just the...
So now this is disconnected already? Or
Yep, it's all disconnected. All we have to do is really get underneath it.
Oh wow, yeah.
Just drop it in the box.
Don't fall in the hole.
Yeah, don't go in the hole. Oh, that's not going to work.
Maybe we just put the butt end of it in the box?
Well, otherwise just you could flip it over and slide it down that way, I guess, huh?
Like on its shelf?
Yeah. Okay. I don't really care about that one.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, well let's try that.
it's too big for the box.
Yeah, beehive in there.
Yeah,
Do you need the rope before you lay her down?
I think if you put your end on the ladder, I can hold this in this opening.
oh,
I mean, because it's really not too heavy. Yeah, I got it right here like that.
you sure you want to put
Positive.
a rope on it or something?
Well, it's up to you. But I mean, I could pretty much hold this.
This kind of rickety ladder beside. You think you need a rope or?
There's one bump there. Whoa.
Was that the one bump?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna come down the ladder as well.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yep, that's fine. Okay, I'm on the ground, so you probably can let it go.
Can you hold it?
Yep.
You ready?
Yep.
Cool. Well, that was easy peasy.
Grab the box.
Well, you'll need it to put the new one up, right?
You're right.
Good job.
Yeah.
So, and that
I got enough for all the way around. Oh, perfect.
that doesn't
Prepared.
slide or shut. Yeah, they were shipped with this really thick corrugated packing material, which was kind of nice.
There.
Perfect.
Now we just gotta figure this roping business out.
She went. Okay, were you a Boy Scout?
I was
You
not.
do knots.
No. No, all my knots I make are all my own. As you can tell.
We don't care, even if we have to cut it free later.
Oh, as long as it holds, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the rope.
There we go. That's a slip knot there.
Alrighty.
So who wants to be up and who wants to be down?
What would you prefer?
I think I'll go up and pull. I mean,
Okay.
wouldn't that be easier?
Sure.
For you?
That's fine.
All right, very good. So go set this on the ladder and
Yep.
go.
There it is.
I think it said 80 pounds.
Oh, this is not bad.
Yeah.
The dog.
Yeah.
That's the newest little one, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's see what I'm gonna do with this rope is just leave it right there. Kneel. Oop, it must be at the top.
Yeah.
Okay, give it a cheer. Yay! Good job, guys.
Right here.
Yeah, that's down there. Oh, well, thank you.
Hey, no problem at all. You don't hesitate to ask for help again.
Well, we appreciate it.
Anytime.
Hey, do you think the kids need the boxes? I'll say them.
Pretty cool that Rec Pro puts this little red recoil device to hold the wires up out of the way so you don't pinch them when you put this in. Isn't that cute? So what makes this unit unique is that this squirrel cage is separate from the compressor fan, which is in the other part to the back. So there's the squirrel cage, and it's all lined with styrofoam instead of just rattly vibration aluminum like the other units are. Everything's lined. That's probably why it's quieter. It absorbs the sound and less vibration. Steve is getting ready to make the electrical connection, so I'm going to read the instruction book about the remote control and learn how to use that. Okay, Steve is going to shorten up this wire a little bit, our existing wire from the old hookup. It doesn't need to be nearly that long. That's just excess wire to get in the way. Oh, here's your looming. So here's the new wires are the colored ones in the black wrap, and the yellow is our old wire. He's going to strip them down so he has fresh new connections with enough exposed wire for the little connection boxes. Okay, he's going to hook white to white, black to black, and the green to the copper ground wire, correct?
Yep.
So these just push into the gray housing. Make sure you got a good twisted. Okay, white to white, he pushes the little orange levers. Okay, and then the little orange levers snap down and it makes a firm, solid connection. Test it. And the wires don't pull out. Okay, now the green one goes to the ground, correct?
Yes.
And that one you'll wire nut and tape. Now he's going to tuck the wires up and out of the way.
All right. In order to squeeze the gasket down onto the roof, it requires it to be squeezed down to a 1/2 inch. Right now the gasket is 1 inch. So what it is the total width of the ceiling is 4.5 up to the bottom of the air conditioner. So I have to squeeze it down to 4 inches to make it properly install. So I have to remove the excess off of the baffle to
This piece, the narrow edge fits into a slot of this housing. So it clearly tells you cut from this edge. See how it goes narrow here and wider at the end. This is the excess area that can be sacrificed to cut for whatever depth your ceiling is. Everybody's motorhome is different.
So we have to go to the 4-inch mark and cut this remainder 2.5 inches off.
Okay, we'll go do that. Okay, Steve is carefully measured. And we're drawing a line with a chalk pencil. And that's what we're going to cut off. The excess, double measure, double check. Measure twice, cut once.
4 inches. Okay.
You probably didn't even need my white line, but we did it for illustration purposes. You're going through a couple different layers here. Be sure to protect your cutting surface. We used a hunk of heavy-duty corrugated cardboard that came from Recpro. And now look at that. Ta-da! Okay. And back inside we go. What a beautiful day to do this. It's like 70 degrees and sunny. So we double checked and triple checked to make sure that this would be cut down the right length to fit in here. Okay. And now before this goes up into place, he needs to loosen the wires so he'll be able to reach them to plug them into the little white cover for the remote control and temperature sensor. Otherwise, if you put up this black bracket, you're not going to be able to reach those little wires. There. You'll need to fish that down through a hole. My thrill is to peel off the little plastic cover layer on remote controls. Steve tied the excess wires up out of the way and just left out the one wire that needs to clip into the white plastic cover. Now he's going to put the mounting bracket into place in the right direction with the little airflow levers out the back side. matching up the little holes for the 4 mounting bolts. There we go. Go. Now he's putting in one of the first mounting bolts. Just kind of hold it into place a little bit. Just to hold it into place till he gets all 4 of them. It's pretty easy to feel with your fingers as you go up to get it right in the hole and get it started. This is the last one of the 4. Little brackets hold diagonally in the grooves. He's going to snug each one up till it's just touching first. And now he has to measure inside on that gasket to compress it down to exactly 1/2 inch. If you have so that gasket inside here is only going to get pushed down to 1/2 inch thickness from where it was a full inch. Let me point to it from here. That gasket right up there. Right now it's 1 inch. Okay, I had this little artist's knife for plastering. We just made a mark on it that's exactly 1/2 inch down, and he can use that because it's bent at a curve to go up in here to check how far down he's compressing the gasket. Okay, it does say to torque the bolts to 7 Nm, or you can squish it down to 1/2 inch. We've changed gaskets before on the roof air conditioners of our Safari motorhomes, so we kind of done this, been there, done that, right? He's snugging each one up and checking with the little guide. He's snugging them up all the way around, a little bit at a time, evenly, and checking with the little guide from the plaster knife that we marked at 1/2 inch. A little more?
Yep, a little more, a little bit more yet.
This part's important because it makes an even pressure all the way around on the gasket. It's a type of a closed cell foam that needs to only be compressed so far to make a good seal. Okay, he has them all squished down to 1/2 inch all the way around. So this is the little mark we made on this little plaster knife. So now we're ready to do the next step. Put the cover on and connect the wire. Okay, and I get the delightful task of pulling the plastic off the inside cover. Yay! It's the little things, right, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'll hold it up in the air a little bit while he connects the wire. This little wire is attached to the cover, and that controls this screen display that actually shines right through the lid of this inside cover and lights up so you know what mode you're on, what the temperature is on. And in case you don't have the remote control, you can control it from touching this bottom of this inside cover. So I'll hold it up while you connect the wire, dear. Just a little push on connection. Got it? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then there's 4 screws that hold this up into place. He's going to make sure that he has the wire out of the way. I'd imagine you gently screw these on so you don't crack anything. And we were fortunate, it cleared our bathroom wall. On some of the other floor plans of the Winnebagos, it does not clear. And you have to cut away a little bit at this cover. Okay, we've got the plastic housing snapped up into place. We had to push the little wire to one side carefully. Okay, now he's putting on the 4 extra screws that are countersunk self-tapping on the plenum edges. I guess I found out this isn't called a cover. It's called a plenum. Okay, and then these little air filters slide into place. And they snap. They're a little janky. Okay, I think we will be ready as soon as we go out and turn on the power. Plug ourselves in. Okay, we're getting ready to test. Here we are. Here's the remote. .76. Oh, the fan comes on. It says it can take up to 3 minutes for the air compressor to come on. Oh, and there's the little number that illuminates through the cover. Go down to 72. Cooling, high fan, according to the remote. And there's all different features, sleep, timer. You can set it where it'll automatically switch between heat and cold. So let's say if you leave in the morning and it's cold, and afternoon you need the air conditioning to kick on, and then you come back in the evening, you need the heat to kick back on. There are heat strips that operate down to, I believe, about 40 degrees or so. And there's also a dry mode for dehumidifying. Pretty cool. These back levers can be closed off to now force the air through our ductwork, or you can open them and get a dump directly down if you need the cool air right here in the front. So it's telling us we're on cool and 72. Well, Steve, I think we have completed another successful project for motorhome modification. What do you think?
Feels good. Got it cooling.
Now our last step on the outside is to put the black shroud on and secure it down with the screws provided.
Here's what it looks like without the shroud. And what the diameter of the old Coleman used to take up.
Okay, and now I'm going to hand up the shroud to Steve. Do you have the tools up there?
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, this is so big and strong. Here's Steve laying down on the job.
All done.
Yay!